Hey gang, David Henry from Inspired Tennis. Thanks for tuning into this video. Tonight I want to talk about my tension meter, my Beers ERT 300 tennis computer. And I wrote a post about this, a written post, I don't know, several months ago. But you know what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so I'm guessing a video must be worth more than that. So I figured it'd be good to show you a video about this Beers ERT 300 tennis computer. So here it is. I got a nice little case for this thing. You know, I don't even remember, maybe around $300, $200, $300. I forget the price tag for this, but it's a great tool. Comes in this nice little carrying case, and then get it out of here. Basically, here is the little tennis computer itself. Okay, and I use this for two different types of situations, two times. I use it when, as soon as I take a racket off the stringing machine, I immediately test the reading, the dynamic tension reading that this thing provides, because then I know what the reading was. So next time I string that same customer's racket, assuming they request the same tension, assuming they use the same type of strings, assuming that we do the same type of pattern, either around the world or one piece or two piece, but assuming everything is the same, then the next time I string the racket and I take it off the machine and I record the dynamic tension with my Beers ERT 300, it should be the exact same. And then the next time, it should be the exact same. So it lets me know that I'm doing a quality, consistent stringing job time after time for my customers. The other time when I use this is when I am if a customer has had a racket strung and they haven't broken the string, but maybe they played with it for a month or two, and they want to know how much tension has been lost on the string bed. So I have the reading of what the dynamic tension was immediately after stringing, and then when they bring their racket to me, I can test it again and see what the reading is there, and then I can do a quick calculation to determine the percentage of tension loss. So that's another great way that I use this, okay? And I'll show you exactly how I use this, and then I'll briefly talk about comparing this to the Racket Tune application on the iPhone. So let me pull this racket off the machine here, and I'm going to come around here to the front of the machine a little bit. So what I do with this Beers ERT 300 is I always line it up to the middle of the racket, and then I'm a big believer on consistency. You've got to measure this thing the exact same way every time if you want a consistent readout. So I come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crosses, and I hook this thing on the 8th cross, and then a lot of times, depending on the pattern, I hook the other hooks. There's two different hooks on this thing. So I hook one on the 8th, 9th, and then I hook the other two hooks on the 10th cross, okay? And then all you do is you press this little button and you hold the racket fairly stiffly. And you can actually feel it sends out little impulses, vibrations, and it gives a DT reading of 39. Now 39 has nothing to do with the tension that I strung it at. It's a completely different measurement, but this is a dynamic tension reading of 39, okay? And then, like I say, the next time I string a racket, the same customer, I take this reading, and assuming I've done everything correctly, it should be 39 again. And again, when I take that tension, I'm going to put the meter in the center of the string bed on the 8th cross and the 10th cross. Consistency is incredibly important, okay? Now, I love this device. It's incredibly useful. It does add a sense of professionalism. Some of my clients, think, hey, wow, that's pretty cool. This, my stringer goes to this great lengths to provide me with quality service and, up-to-date technological information. So it's a great tool for many, many reasons. I want to talk briefly, though, about, let me set this down, about the Racket Tune app that's popular on the iPhone. Now, I do not have an iPhone. I have a BlackBerry Storm, so I can't speak to it, with a lot of experience, but some people that I work with do have iPhones, and we downloaded the Racket Tune app, and I took a racket in and we tested it, okay? And basically what you do, and pick up the racket, is the gist of it is, you'll set the iPhone down on a table, and you'll hold the racket above it, and then you'll tap on the string bed with a pencil or your hand or some sort of tool several times, and I guess the frequency of the vibration from the sound, the application picks up on that, and Nope, excuse me. And can basically determine, some sort of readout. Now, I'm not a big fan of it. Again, you can go to Tennis Warehouse on the discussion forums there, and if you go into the strings and stringing forums, I think there's several threads, one really lengthy thread that talks about this. So people have probably commented and chimed in a lot of pros and cons. So, if you're really serious about it, you can check that out. But as far as my thoughts on it, it just seems a little hokey. You got to be real consistent again with it as how high you're going to hold the racket above the iPhone when you do it. How hard are you going to tap on it? Are you going to use your finger each time? Are you going to use a pen? And if you use a pen, are you using the same pen every time? There's just a lot of room for error in my opinion. So, my take is to always continue to use my ERT 300. It's a tremendous little tension measuring device, and I love it. So that is all I have for this evening. Come to my blog, www.inspired-tennis.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to reach out to me with questions and comments. Share the video with others, and we'll go from there. Thanks for tuning in.